we are all in the sauce, I guess. I don't know. Welcome back
Lost in
to
the sauce.
welcome back to the Rat One podcast, where I don't
I'm
know.
right.
Actually,
Smile.
yeah,
I was.
a lot has happened this week, and one of the many things that we spoke about last episode, the what's happening with the formats. Ash was correct. Precedent for once was wrong, and that one guy in Marcus's comments also correct. So,
Yo, shout out to the guy in Marcos's comments.
If you don't know what we're talking about of what Ash was right about, I said we. Like me and Brady got it right too. No, we didn't. What Ash was right about was Series 1 rule set for VGC 2023 has dropped. No Paradox Pokemon and no Ruination Quartet. How we feeling?
Yep. I said it might be that, and then they were all like, no, they wouldn't do that. And then they did it. And I'm not happy about it. I like the Paradox Pokemon. I wish we could have used them. But considering that this format has been slated to last 2 months, I bet that we're going to get another 2-month format with the Paradox guys, another 2-month format with home integration, and then whatever happens then if they add legendaries, if they don't, you know.
Yeah. Totally.
So I think I'm a little sad because Paradox guys are cool. I'm a big fan of Paradox and Ruin guys. They felt like it's like the Tapu and the Ultra Beast of the generation, and we can't use them. And that kind of blows.
I'm sure we'll be able to though.
Oh, we'll be able to use it eventually. Yeah.
That's what's great about knowing that they're probably going with the series system is that we're pretty much guaranteed that they're going to be used at some point, right?
Yeah, they're gonna trickle them in. That's what I was gonna say. Is like precedent says it's different, but it still feels kind of like what they did with Gen 8 because, I mean, we didn't get all the Gmax guys at first in Series 1. You know what I mean? And we didn't get everything that was in the game. So I get it. I'm not with it either to use my favorite Pokemon. I really wish I could use that right now, but
I want to use the snail.
Honestly, it's
alright. It's cool. It's a cool format.
It's an overall L for clickbait because like Paradox guys and Ruin Core, like the Ruin Quartet is like good for clickbait because they're the new guys. Check them out. Yeah. But it also gives us a chance to use like other guys like fucking Goldengo for some reason is like an actual threat that we couldn't use before because of Fluttermane, which is nice.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too.
Fluttermane, Chien Pao.
I'm kind of happy for this because I'm happy for it because there's a lot of Pokemon that probably would get completely destroyed by everything else in the format, like all the Paradox forms. And so getting the chance to use some things like, I don't know, my boys Frigoraph and Dunsparce can be used to some success. And so I'm happy about that. I'm glad that I have the opportunity to do that. And it's kind of exciting. Goldango being a beast is, it fills the same role as Fluttermane. There's a lot of Pokemon that fill the same role as, the other
Ghost type with spread move damage and strong.
Yeah.
I am sad. No Screamtail. I wanted to use I purely wanted to use Screamtail because he looked goofy. That was it. And now I can't do that anymore. Sad.
Jigglypuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Jigglypuff.
I think
it's weird. It's like if I played a little bit of it last night. Y'all were with me. It felt like a regional dex format of a regional dex. You know what I mean? But like,
I can see it.
It's just like a limited dex, right? Limited dexes are just generally like better formats, I feel like, but like having that extra limit is like also kind of cool. I don't know. I think the more limited a dex is, the more fun it can be, but also at the same time, if it's too limited, it feels like you're restricted in your team building that way as well.
Yeah, I'm with you there. It felt like regional decks you know what I mean? Rather than regional decks. That's my singles way of saying that, but like, you get the vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Are you enjoying the format? Have you been playing? What you've been playing?
I've I've been enjoying it. I'm a Cerulege believer. Not Cerulege. I'm a fool. I'm not a Cerulege believer. I'm an Armarouge believer. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm so sorry there. The Dieter came out of me.
Dieter
I love Cerulege.
Cerulege is hype.
He's cool, and I really like Armarouge. I mean, you get Expanding Force, you set up Trick Room with Indeedee. You play Indeedee Hat, but big boy. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. I just really enjoy playing it. I think Fergarath being actually good and me not coping that it's good makes me very happy, I will say. Brady, I've stolen the Disquake idea from Brady. I think that'll be good with Kilowattrel and Garchomp. And like Amoonguss, Arcanine, Grimmsnarl, all Pokemon that have been good in past formats, Rotom, are still going to be good. And I don't know, a lot of new Pokemon are good as well. I think I mentioned that in a previous episode where this gen we have a lot of Pokemon that are just good. Where the past generation, I don't think we got many like that in Galar, besides like Hatterene, Indeedee, Dragapult, Grimmsnarl, like Cinderace.
Yeah.
We didn't get like a bunch of new crazy guys, but a lot of new mons this generation are just usable, so it's cool to see a kind of evenness of old good mons and new good mons, rather than the beginning of Sword and Shield was a lot of just these guys were
Old
good
guys,
in the past.
yeah, like Togekiss, like anything that wasn't Dragapult felt like it was just a returning Pokemon, like Arcanine. Like,
yeah.
I mean, Arcanine will always
Rotoms.
be that. Like, Arcanine will always
Yeah.
be good. Like, in a format
Well, but,
where
like, dudes like-
isn't a thing.
Dudes like Togekiss, dudes like Rotoms, dudes like I'm completely blanking on like the beginning of Sword Shield Series 1.
Rhyperior, Togekiss.
Yeah. The guys that like, have
Gastrodon.
good stats and stuff, but they don't have
Pitar.
like yeah,
Yeah.
but they're not new. Nothing new, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think
And so
Mhm.
there is some merit to them doing like breaking it up into series with this many mons getting trickled in. I kind of like
yeah.
that because it's going to feel very fresh each time.
Mhm.
Like what we're currently playing, Series 1, when the Paradox guys get added, that's gonna be like very different to what we're playing right now. Goldengo ain't gonna be running shit. Like you already brought that up, yeah.
a random
Yep.
Torkoals on teams and shit. It's like,
Yeah, literally.
yeah, like it's a
Pincurchin viability somehow.
yeah. It
Pikachu.
it feels like a little bit of a different game, like with those guys added and those other ones not. Like you can still run the same sort of stuff, but like, I think I said this in the Markers video. Priority move stocks are like way down at the moment. Like sure they're still good, but like shit like E-Speed Dragonite or Bullet Punch Scizor aren't as good. One adjustment that I made to one of my teams was that I originally had like a Scizor on a team with Bullet Punch. Now I feel like I can afford to not have to run Scizor and just instead run like a Goldengo with Make It Rain, like a Specs Goldengo or something. Because it still plays the same role of I hit big with steel damage, but you don't need that priority. Like,
Yeah.
especially when like stuff like Armarouge and like Indeedee are.
Indeedee, yeah, terrain being a thing is like
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
And
Indeedee.
pretty big.
I mean,
I forgot. True.
Indeedee, Armarouge was still a thing like before we knew about the bans, but it's like stocks are way
It's
up
grown
now.
a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am an Armarouge believer as well.
Oh, yeah, no,
you kind of put
it's
me onto
cool.
that last night. That was very fun.
We don't have the
is spread
Donductor
move.
here.
Yeah.
Was it?
We don't have the Donductor here, so we can't ask for his opinion on what's good and what's not.
that's a really good one. Good example of like with the Paradox and Ruination guys band. What gets better? Dondozo gets really good.
Yeah.
But because of that,
My good friend Benji decided to run substitute leftovers Dondozo, and I've
Yeah.
never questioned my friendship more.
yeah.
No, it checks out. It makes sense.
I mean,
Like,
It's so gross, but it's wonderful at the same time.
I feel like the one thing that I'm like struggling to deal with in like my brain when facing the Dondozo matchup is like, sure, I
I'm
might
with you
be
on this.
able to haze them with a Murkiri, or I might be able to hit them with a Masquerada with Flower Trick, But what if they change into a steel type? What if they change into
Yeah.
a ground type? Which is like, it's super versatile. Like, that's just terrestrializing being like super versatile, but also it's like, sometimes it feels like when you get, sometimes you like face a team and it's like, fuck, they had like the thing specifically.
The one thing.
The one thing that I needed them not to be, and it like, it's weird. It's just like weird battle prep stuff as well.
No, I'm
That's
with you on
also
this 'cause
something.
Dozo can run like 6 different Terra types very well.
Ground,
yeah.
Fire, water,
and
grass.
all of it, like a lot of its
Yeah,
abilities do.
Fire, water, grass, ground, steel,
Dragon.
Dragon.
Yeah.
But
What were
That's
you gonna
what's
say, Ash?
insane about it. Sorry, yeah, I'm cutting people off today. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
My thought's gone. Never mind. I'm gonna.
But yeah, no, Murkiri is good. Fuck you, Michael.
I kept. I'll be the first one to admit I kept.
Look, you guys made me waver a little bit. I'll admit. But I've been a Murkiri fan since fucking 2017, brother. You can't take that shit away from me. I ran Murkiri back in 2017. I ran that guy in BDSP. He was a little worse because he didn't have Eviolite, but now he's good because he has Haze and he has Taunt and he has Parasong and he has Tailwind. He has Foul Play, not Brave Bird. Don't run Brave Bird on that guy. I don't care that he has a. I don't care that he has a higher attack stat than Talonflame. That isn't a reason why you run Murkiri. You don't run Murkiri because of its attack stat.
Parish Song is a big one too.
I remember.
I made a tweet last night because I saw a video where somebody was running Brave Bird on the Murkiri, and I'd seen people on ladder doing the same thing, and I was like, why are you doing this? And someone replied, I think it was 45 Mice. I think that's the name. They have like a salmon, a melodic profile picture, I think. And they're like, oh, it's a higher attack stat than Talonflame. Shrug emoji, and I'm like, yeah, and fucking Amoonguss has a higher attack stat than Indeedee. I don't think anybody fucking cares, dude. Like, as what I was saying. That's what I was saying. I think that's, like, I didn't reply that. That's what I wanted to. I think Cobalt? Is that how you pronounce her name? I don't know. Posted like choice band Murkiri the best set, and I'm like, yeah. It has,
hell yeah.
And I'm like, yep, and I concocted something with like super luck, and it was funny.
Crit crow.
It has a higher attack stat than Talonflame. What can I say, dude?
Yeah, it just makes it good. That's just how it works.
The cool part about Murkiri to me that I didn't know about, that I was like, no, this one's bad. It's like little baby guy. It sucks. It's like Whimsicott on Walmart Whimsicott, right? No, I'm capping because Parish Song, Haze, you can run like a Murkrow in psychic terrain, and it can use all of its prankster moves that it wants to.
Oh yeah,
and that's the coolest part to me. And I'm just like, okay, never mind, I lied. like that's a good Pokemon, which is very funny to me because I was ranking it in terms of like Whimsicott in my head, in terms of like prankster guy, tailwind guy.
That's like the only
Whimsicott
thing.
just offers so much variety in what it can do, and it can fit on a lot of different teams and do different things depending on the team, right? Murkrow, maybe a little bit. But the cool thing about Murkrow is that for this game, for Scarlet Violet specifically, for this meta, right? You got shit like Dondozo running around. You want Priority Haze. You've got shit like big Hulkin pseudo-legendaries. Yeah, like Clear Amulet, Garchomp. You want your prankster guy to have foul play. You want stuff like that, right? So like, you want it to be a flying type, to be able to click Earthquake comfortably. Like I think this is like just the Whimsicott of the generation, and that's hilarious.
For sure.
Well, I think
I mean,
I think it's hard.
Priority Tailwind just in general is fantastic.
It's like, but that's also the only thing that it kind of shares apart from like Priority Taunt. Like they're completely different Pokemon. Sure, they both do like the Prankster Tailwind thing, but so does Talonflame. Not even though it isn't Prankster, it's still Priority Tailwind. But they're like completely different mons in the way that like Murkiri is more of a I'm gonna like prevent you from doing what you want to do. Whereas Whimsicott is more as like disruptor type guy or like support in general. Murkiri doesn't support. Murkiri is like guy who says no, don't do that. You can't.
They're both
Don't set up.
little fuckers. Yeah.
Yeah, because Whimsicott is more like encore, like fake tears, helping hand type guy. I'm gonna support my guy, so you can do the most damage possible. Murkiri is there to be like, other guy, don't do thing. Like, don't. You can't do status moves. Don't set up.
Whimsicott helps its friends. Murkrow stabs its friends' opponents.
Yeah. It's like
heads up.
More just like punishing them for like wanting to like set up or do anything. And foul play is 100% better than Brave Bird. Sorry to say, everybody running.
He's still hung up on this.
And
you know what? While we're on the topic of weird sets that people are running at the moment, Toxicorp Tatsugiri, can we talk about that one? Or like self-killing their own Tatsugiri?
Oh yeah.
I don't think that's good. I think everyone's in the same camp as this, but I get it. You want Flamigo to work, right? Bro, it's Flamigo.
Yeah.
I love Flamigo so much, but I can admit I was going crazy last night. Don't run it with Dondozo. If you want to be way more consistent, put it next to a Garchomp. You copy the Garchomp's sword stance. He can click Earthquake next to you. Easy peasy.
Yeah,
perfect
that sounds
combo.
fire. Yeah.
And you want to know how many turns that takes? Yeah, you can set Tailwind up. You want to know how many turns that takes? One turn.
Not like 5
Not
turns.
like
Rather
3.
than the like 16 that it takes to kill your own Tatsugiri with poison damage. Like,
Exactly.
Did you find a
Please,
shiny
there's
Gibble in
better
front of us?
ways.
Yeah.
Huh?
bro.
Got a shiny Gibble.
Not to cut the conversation in
Wait,
half,
did
but
you
this
get a
guy has
fucking
gotten
shiny Gibble?
2
Dude!
shinies within an hour of this call starting, so okay.
Would you like to... We've explained the Piss Dragon lore on this podcast before, surely.
Yeah, no, we have.
Times.
It got its own, like, segment, but...
I remember, for recap, Brady was shiny hunting shiny Latias for so long, and now he is trying to get a shiny Roaring Moon, which is a dragon type that shiny is partially yellow, and he has gotten how many Zweilous? 3? You almost wait.
Brady,
was that not
Brady,
false swipe?
Brady.
Was that not false swipe? He
that
almost
was
just killed the
false
fucking
swipe, but he
Gibble.
almost used the Gibble used a recoil move, but his Scizor dodged, and now it's using Dragon Claw. I'm live tweeting this. Brady, throw the Master Ball, bro. Just fucking do it, bro. This thing's gonna kill itself. Just throw the Master Ball, Brady. Brady, throw the Master Ball. Brady.
How much do you want a shiny Garchomp, though? For real. Never mind. He already threw it.
So,
oh my god.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt, but yeah, no, I'm shiny hunting for Roaring Moon at the moment, with my funny avocado sandwich that boosts, dragon, shinies, and I've gotten so far, a shiny Gibble and 3 shiny Zweilous, so, no Roaring Moon.
But now you have a Gibble and a shiny Garchomp.
Shiny Garchomp's hype.
Yeah.
What? Michael.
The shiny itself, but having a shiny of Garchomp is hype.
Okay, yes, I understand.
Yeah.
Because Garchomp is a very good Pokemon.
Yeah, you're gonna use that guy a lot. You're gonna be glad that that's in a Master Ball.
Yeah, swinging it back. Yeah, Garchomp is like stocks way up. You don't have to run Terrafire now, which is cool. I mean, you didn't have to before, but like I feel like I don't have to. But
I love running Terra Ground.
I've seen Terra Ground a couple times. It's scary.
Terra Ground.
You just get rid of your weakness.
It's like Terra Ground next to a fucking
That guy feels like Groudon.
Yeah. Oh no,
normal ground type.
Yeah, absolutely. Like with Terra, Garchomp is like, yeah, I'm strong ass fucking Groudon now, dude. Which is hype. I mean, like next to Murkiri, and this is like the Disquake shit as well, because Kilowattrel next to that shit is insane. What the fuck's your Arcanine doing to Terra Ground Garchomp plus Kilowattrel? You intimidating?
Oh yeah.
Competitive. Then like fucking.
That's the Disquake.
Disquake, and then you have Murkiri who can set up Tailwind. I mean, Kilowattrel can set up Tailwind if you're not like a spec set. And then like Telepathy guys over God of War isn't like great. There are no good fairy type. I don't think they're alright, but I don't think there are many good fairy type guys this gen unless you like specifically.
Sylveon go crazy.
Sylveon's cool. I like Sylveon a lot. It's like pretty stapley. Like if Sylveon is in a regional deck, it's normally pretty alright. I think we were talking about earlier that Terra Blast, Pixelate like is really versatile because you just get like a single target base 80 fairy move.
Yeah, so you can run a
it gets
you run a different terrestrial type, and then
but, like,
if you end up not clicking it, you got that one. You got fairy move.
Well, what you do is you run Hyper Voice and
a different Terra type and then normal Terra.
Yeah. So if you're not Terra'd, it's just a fairy type move, but if you are Terra'd, you can change it to a different type, so you just have extra coverage.
Okay.
Plus, like, a single target option.
It's actually kind of good, yeah. If you, like, do Terra Fire, you get either fire move or fairy move in that slot. Okay, that's not bad, yeah.
So it's, like, a really cool, versatile thing.
Terastallizing's fun.
Terastallizing is fun. I don't know if I'm like a full fan of it, but like it is leagues better than Dynamax, and I think that's just like already just like great.
Oh yeah, it's so much more balanced, and I don't know, I enjoyed it a lot more. I remembered my point that I was going to bring up earlier of Dondozo is so annoying because it can terastallize into all those different types. I feel like also that issue gets kind of eliminated by best of 3. I mean, not completely, because there's always the play of saving your Z move into the last second and then dropping a bomb on them. Same thing with terastallizing last second.
Yeah.
But I feel like, I don't know, I feel like being able to, I just fell down a fucking hole. I'm playing the video game too. I'm so sorry. I don't know, being able to predict the type, you know, in best of 1 is a lot harder than doing it in best of 3 when you can force your opponent into a situation where they have to terastal game 1 and now you have that information.
Yeah, like a Dondozo is going to be forced to terastallize if that's the win condition, and it needs to Terra to beat one of the guys on your team. Like if that's their strat, it's going to get revealed early. And I'm somebody asked me like what my thoughts are on terastallization versus Dynamax, because you know I'm #1 Dynamax fan.
Yeah.
And I wanted to give it a little bit more time, specifically because I want to play with it in best of 3, because for that exact reason, I think this is going to be so fun in a best of 3 meta. Like,
absolutely. I think what I was saying before about the Dondozo stuff definitely only applies in best of 1, because it's definitely a best of 1 gimmick of like, ooh, I'm gonna show you that I'm running water type Scizor or something, and it's like really weird, like Terra type that you see in best of 1 that just so happens to beat you is like the only thing that's really going to change. If you know that in the best of 3, it's like, well, I'm just going to bring like my electric type that I didn't bring game 1.
Yeah,
you can't pull that out on me, and then that's a mind game of whether or not they even bring it or terastallize it or whatever. It's like,
and that's what I'm so excited for.
Yeah, it's never going to feel like you're running out of resources either, because, oh no, you only have one Pokemon that resists the Terra type that like they pulled out on you on game 1. Well, guess what? You have 6 different Terra types, so maybe you do have something on your team extra to help deal with it. And I think that's going to be really, really cool.
Yes, there's something in some formats where the problem becomes, shit, I need 5 Pokemon to deal with this archetype.
Yeah.
Now you can have those 5 Pokemon. You can make it yourself. I mean, it's not going to be a perfect counter, but your matchup's going to get a lot better. If you hard lose to something because you only have one counter to it, you can change your Terastal type to give yourself that extra push that you need.
Yeah, you know that, okay, pardon me for this, because this is out of left field. You know that one meme that's like, yo, send a cockpick, and then the reply is, I don't have one, and then the follow-up reply is, make one. That's what Terastal looks like to me.
Got like the Fullmetal Alchemist opening, Melissa playing in the background. I think that's probably my favorite thing about Terra, is like, sometimes you can just get like what if I Grass or Fairy Steel Dragon out of like 2 Pokemon. I think my current favorite thing was I was talking to, I think you were also in call. It was Michael and like a couple other people, and I was like, yo, like I'm running like a I forget the fire type I was running. I think it was like Ledge or something. Not Ledge.
Rouge.
And then I had a Gyarados on the team as well, and I was like, ooh, if I make this Gyarados a grass type, it covers its weaknesses, but it also covers this like water fire grass core that I'm looking for. And it's like, that's really neat. I think that's kind of cool. And then like you can do that with your fire type, you can turn it into a grass type as well, because it's like, oh, and then you have a water type, and then and it's like pretty cool. I'm a fan. Also, I'm spreading the gospel of grass Armourouge. Ash showed me this last night.
Yes.
Grass type Armourouge is insane because like you have 2 weaknesses now. It's bug and flying, and who the fuck is running a bug type? And what flying types are there? What are the flying types?
And here's the thing.
Raybird, Murkiri.
I'm
kidding.
Kilowattrel, even though it doesn't really run flying. Talonflame does run flying. Gyarados if it terrestrial water or terrestrial flyings. But there's not a lot, and
Elements.
The ability to you're not weak to fire still because you still have flash fire. So the ability to just kind of shut down Lilycole stuff, and you're immune to Spore now. All those bonuses.
Yeah.
You can't be redirected by Rage Powder. Things like that. Like Grass has a lot of those passive buffs that are just very nice. And you don't have to worry about that fire weakness.
Well, that's literally like probably one of my favorite things about Terra is using your Terra type to like work around like subtle weaknesses that like you have that isn't even like in just like type matchup. It's more in just like, ooh, I don't want to get
techie stuff.
Yeah,
you don't want to get spored. You don't want to get rage powdered. Yeah,
I don't want to get don't want to get Will-Wisp by an Arcanine on my Garchomp. Like,
don't want to get priority moved. So maybe I'm a Dark type now.
Yeah, exactly.
Or like, maybe I don't like getting trapped, so maybe I want to be a ghost type. Yeah, singles is definitely much more conducive to that, but it's cool. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you can definitely like especially on mons like Amoonguss or like Indeedee or just like any of the mons that aren't necessarily using their Terra type as like an offensive thing or more of a defensive thing. Where the option is available, running like a Terra type to help in a specific matchup is really nice, which is like range for best of 1, because that's where you get the that's like the one thing I needed you not to have to win, but also at the same time it's kind of cool when you're doing it, sir. I'm a fan. It's like running like water type Amoonguss so you don't get flare blitzed, or like you don't. I mean, I think water type Amoonguss is really nice in general, just because it like helps you kind of wall out Dondozo stuff, and like you're already eating that sort of. Like you're not gonna get like Ice Fanged or like EQ'd or.
Mono Water is just a really good defensive typing too, especially on a Pokemon built like Amoonguss, right?
Yeah.
Terrestrial's cool because it makes it feel like you can create a Pokemon. All right, I've been running Water type Earthworm.
Yeah,
that's
dude.
hilarious.
Michael was up last night playing with Worm. It was going crazy.
Yeah, 2 a.m. play with my worm last night.
We were all there.
All the homies were there.
We will look.
Pause.
Respectfully.
Yeah.
It was an awesome worm. He ate so much dirt.
Yeah. Earth Eater is a really fun ability, right? And I was terrestrializing it into a water type because I was like, Steel's cool for this, right? And it's like, yeah, you use Steel type to block, or like the ability with the Steel type blocks one of the weaknesses. Okay, that's cool, but you're already immune to it. So like, do you need the Steel typing? Not really. You can just be a bulky water. Like I felt like it was running like Suicune or something, or like I mean, no one's really bulking up with water types in VGC, but like that type of vibe, you know what I mean? Where it's like, defense, the water type is good for defense. Let me combine the two. I like it. I'm a fan.
My current sleeper pick right now, something that I might build around or I might want to keep an eye out for, is Vaporeon. I think Vaporeon could be very good. Bulky water type with Haze, Icy Wind, etc., etc.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't know if it still gets it. I hope it does, but if it does, like I think that could be something.
He's cooking right now. That's fire. I like
I'm
that.
I'm putting it in writing right now, or not writing, in audio recording. This is my. I've called one thing in this podcast, and maybe I can get another.
Yeah. Speed control in terms of that, by the way, like -1 dropping, like with Icy Wind and Electro Web, and I don't know what the other ones are.
Like nothing gets Electro Web now, though.
Yeah, right. Like no Flutter Mane means no Icy Wind, no Electro Webbers. What are we gonna be doing? Running SPIDOPS? No one's doing that. So
Yo,
I'm glad for
SPIDOPS,
that.
dude, I'm so glad
SPIDOPS.
SPIDOPS didn't get banned.
Dude,
I'm so glad
SPIDOPS is the
SPIDOPS didn't get
funniest
banned.
fucking Pokemon to me in Gen 9. SPIDOPS, every time I see it, I just laugh now. Brady, you tell the story. This is funny
So,
as fuck.
if you didn't know, I mentioned it before. I was in a video with Marcos talking about just general like what no paradox, no like your ruined guys means for series 1.
You should all go watch it.
And yeah, you should go watch it, and you should also go subscribe to me. I need to upload a video, but yeah. Anyway,
Yes.
what was I saying?
SPIDOPS.
SPIDOPS, right?
Comments.
So, day after the video drops, and I'm looking at the comments because I want to see, like, if anybody, like, you're in a video, you want to see if anybody, like, mentions anything about you, or if, like, if they think you're dumb or not, or something. Just, like, general, just, like, ooh, I wonder what they think of me, and it's...
Yeah.
And it's, like, yeah. Anyway, so I'm looking through the comments, and there's, like, 5... I'm scrolling through the comments, and there's, like, 5 different people that comment about SPIDOPS, and each one of them, I'm not sure if, like, any of them are ironic. I'm assuming that a lot of them, like, are just, like, taking the piss. But I'm concerned that, like, there are at least 1 or 2 of them that were like, yo, SPIDOPS is legal, that shit is busted. Have you seen its ability, dude? Stakeout, bro? Have you seen Stakeout? And I'm like, ain't no fucking way you're real.
Stakeout
Marcus
is a
showed
cool
them
ability,
feeble.
and I'm glad that more Pokemon get it. I don't
Dude.
think it will ever be good because not the wrong Pokemon get
Kidding
it.
me.
We're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
cry.
speaking of Marcos, now we can give him a shiny Hydreigon too, because now he has 4 of them!
Wait, what? He found another Zweilous?
Yep.
Holy shit, dude.
I'm gonna cry.
Brady's
Poor
shiny
Pete while
hunting
you got there.
update. He found a 4th Zweilous. He's green.
And that would be for me. I don't even like shiny Hydreigon.
What do you mean you don't like him? He's awesome.
He's like barf green, not cool green.
He's cool. He's not barf green.
The game
He's
really
barf
said, I see another Melia.
Another Melia. That's another thing.
This guy's
Brady
a
watched
Xenoblade fan now.
Xenoblade. I'm so happy.
Face
Yeah,
turn.
yeah. No, look, I have this weird thing where I tend to avoid media, like, for the most part, especially if it's like not like I like taking my friends' suggestions into account, but also I avoid joining like consuming media that often has like a large like sort of fan base that like either
You
one
got
is
into
annoying.
JoJo's after all of us.
Yeah. It's like stuff that is generally like you know,
Large and
like
loud.
like Persona fans or like Xenoblade fans. You see, like there's definitely a negative connotation when you say something like that, right? And generally, when there is a like a piece of media that has those fans in question, I tend to try to avoid them because I don't want to risk becoming one of those people. But generally also, there's this weird thing about like, oh yeah, I want to like not be disconnected from like the things my friends like, but also at the same time, I don't want to like just become this like amorphous ball of like being what the people around me like, as opposed to like being my own self. And that's just like sort of
that's
like
valid.
an introspective like thing that I have about myself.
Yeah, that's valid.
Like obviously in like moments of clarity I can say, well no, I'm me because I have these set of values and that's what makes me me.
Yeah.
And then that's it where I end up just being like, yeah, no, I'll fucking just watch the show because I have spare time to do it. But yeah, no, I do not regret watching Xenoblade. I'm probably gonna play Definitive Edition at some point because people are saying it's different from Xenoblade 2. And Xenoblade 2 was the main reason I didn't want to watch it. I didn't want to like watch or even consume the game at all. Because Xenoblade 2 fucking sucks. It's not a good game. And the story is not one that I like.
We now have a million hate comments.
Is it an interesting story? Not a good one. I don't like many of the characters. I think I liked a total of 1 character because he was voiced by
Cloud.
Cloud, yeah. I think his name is Takahiro Sakura. I think that's his name. which is crazy because he also voices Kichibei Rohan, and I like that guy as well.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
neat.
I've watched Xenoblade 2, and I have not watched Xenoblade 1 in full, so I'm weird. But I'll do that
Yeah.
soon.
I do.
Question mark?
Whenever you get the time. Me and Michaels are in finals hell land, so
Yeah.
I'm just doing my usual shit working, but just like grinding Pokemon shit and then like watching media on the side. So this is like
Hell
the
yeah.
best. This is probably the best thing about like being into shiny hunting and stuff. It just gives me something idle to do while I like watch other stuff as well. It's really nice.
hell yeah.
Um,
Yeah, this game, now that I've played a lot more of it, the exploration is very fun. I like just kind of running around and looking for raids. Like, I had this at the beginning of Sword and Shield, but it was more so of, it was a limited time event. Right now, I'm running around because, I don't know, raids giving you a Pokemon that terastallizes feels a lot more valuable than a Pokemon that has a slightly higher Dynamax level, so you don't have to spend as many candies.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
I think I have like 400 of right now.
yeah.
I'm very much enjoying my choice of, like, wait till my semester ends, then I'll buy the game, then I'll play it in full, because then I'll have the time for it. I'm enjoying my choice of that because I'm doing good shit for the semester.
Hell yeah.
Not enjoying the fact that I'm missing the Charizard raid event, because everyone's doing it, and I'm like,
Dude, all my guys are level 40. I cannot do it.
They're doing a rerun of
Fair.
it in January.
Let's go!
Yeah. So
That's hype, actually.
I'm glad for that.
if you miss out this month, you have next month as well. Okay,
I didn't know
Yeah.
about
And-
that. God bless.
And you know what is really cool about is honestly this might be a like feature of terrestrialization, but like not really the mechanic itself, but more so how it's implemented into the game. I really like that through these raid events, like these community type things, the rewards for them, they're just as good as Sword and Shield in terms of like EXP candy, making battle ready Pokemon. That's hype, right?
Yeah.
The terrestrial shards, or like the
Yeah.
Terra crystals or whatever they're called for each type of Pokemon, so you can like make whatever Pokemon you want have whatever Terra type you want.
Mm-hmm.
That being bulk in reward for these like community raid events, I am a big fan of that, because I think they can keep doing that for multiple different types throughout the entire game's like life cycle. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like that feels like Pokemon Go raids type thing to me.
Yeah.
That feels like community days type things to me.
And
I love
the
that.
fact that 5-star raids in Sword and Shield, all the extra stuff that they really gave you was more EXP candies. 5-star raids in this game give you ability capsules, give you mints, give you more Terra shards. Like, it feels a lot more useful. Like, a lot more useful stuff. And I love that so much.
Like, hey yo, we doing Charizards today because we want to stock up on Dragon type Terra shards. That's awesome. I love that a lot, right? Because and it's the same exact concept as EXP candies and like ability pet. It's the same thing because it's making competitive Pokemon easier.
Mm-hmm.
But I like it because it feels like that one resource that is hard to get is now incentivized through a community ran thing. I like that. I like that a lot.
I agree. It's just, this game's just fun. Like, it looks like shit. It runs like shit sometimes. But when it's good, it's good.
Everything about this game is like good except for like graphics and stuff, which like often is funny. Sometimes it can like draw you out of the game, but like also I'm not the type of person to really appreciate that sort of stuff, so I don't care.
Yeah, I feel like that's always been a Pokemon thing. The graphics aren't super mind-blowing except for the pixel era, but everything else is really fun. And
I
just
think
nice and good.
the PlayStation can create mind-boggling effects. I love that image. But what I wanted to talk about was the music. The fucking music, dude.
Oh, yes.
So, if you did not know, creator of Undertale and Deltarune, composer and, generalist maker of the game, Toby Fox, is
awesome guy.
One of the many composers on this game, and his influence can be felt in many of the songs. Like, there's a YouTube video you can find, that is literally just, every song in Scarlet and Violet that Toby Fox worked on, and if you play through the whole game without knowing what the list is, you can generally tell, Toby worked on this song. And I looked at this video last night because I was like, okay, well, I've got like a handful of things that I think that he worked on, like certain things that I think he's worked on. A couple, like the Dynamax Raiden one was revealed before the game came out. That was worked on by him. In fact, I think he composed the entire thing by himself.
Yeah.
But all the other ones he sort of just helped work on. So like stuff like Area Zero and the battle theme for Area Zero, you can like tell the influence. There's like the final boss battle of like the entire game. Theme is definitely like you can feel it as well. This also could just be confirmation bias, but like I don't know. A lot of the good music in this game had been worked on by Toby, and I think that's just really cool. We live in a reality where indie game developer Toby Fox, who made Undertale, is like composing for Pokemon. Like,
and also composed music for Homestuck.
Yeah, it's like, how did the funny Megalovania guy happen to like?
Cause he's just good.
Like it's so
like
good.
That,
he like Ash replied to me putting this in Copic Channels like after re-listening to the Undertale soundtrack, it's very easy to say Toby is a god.
Yeah. I've been listening to Undertale music again because that just I forgot I had the OST on my phone. I'm like, whatever, I'll listen. And dude, I know Undertale music got overplayed as fuck when it first came out. So I'm kind of glad that it's petered out and now we have Deltarune, which is a lot more sophisticated storytelling wise, graphics wise, and whatever. But the music that this man makes, the leitmotifs that carry over between different songs, how they're connected in the plot, how areas transition into each other, how boss themes transition into each other, it's all done so well and with such care. Like he uses so many instruments and it's somehow always the right one. Like I was listening through it, I'm like, he's got fucking violins and the other song is chiptune. Like it's all over the place and he has such good mastery over all of these kinds of, I guess, instruments that he uses to make music with, and his work in Pokemon shows that as well because he's using different instruments for him. He's using a lot of guitar, which he used in a lot of his early music as well, and I just love it. It's just good.
Yeah, like, I don't know, it's definitely a thing of, like you said, Undertale and Deltarune music getting, like, kind of overplayed, because they were, like, the big popular game, like, back in the day. It was, like, Undertale and Five Nights at Freddy's. Those were, like, the two games back in, like, 2015.
Yeah. The thing is, though, Undertale, like, it never felt overrated. I think it deserved all of the praise and worship that it got. Like, I just thinking about that game and the story it was trying to tell, and for its time, the whole fourth wall breaking stuff was really new and had been experimented a lot with, and it was executed fantastically. Like it's just a good, solid video game. It's like, just good.
I mean, Undertale was literally what started the whole Earthbound inspired RPG like trend, right? Which is like cool because, damn, that's like, there's so many people who have created like similar games because of Deltarune. Like I can think of like, I think it's One Shot is like one of them that I can think of off the top of my head, which is also a really good game.
The whole genre of RPG maker style games that have a deeper story to them is good. I get the making fun of it because it is one of the easier formats to make if you're beginning, so that's why there's so many of them. But there are some that have just so much so I think a good example that I've been thinking about for this is comparing a game called Off and Omori. Off and Omori are both very story-driven games, but they're done so in different ways. And while Off has like the default RPG Maker battle system with some interesting, like a couple mechanics added into it, and Omori has its entirely unique battle system that's actually really deep. Like I didn't think it would be that deep, but it was. They're both like just done well, and that's what I find neat about the medium is that it's an RPG, but you don't have to focus on the battle system to make it an enjoyable game.
Yeah.
That was a very convoluted way to say it. I think same thing with Undertale. At its base, the mechanics are simple, but then they have all this depth to them, which is the perfect way to build mechanics, in my opinion. If your toddler can pick it up and press the button and do the attack, then that's great, but having the depth to it is also interesting. I feel like Pokemon nails that pretty well, too. It's very flat on the outside, but has a lot of depth when you go closer.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like, that's just Pokemon to a T.
Yeah. These RPG Maker games being used and mostly created by artists rather than game developers to tell stories and present an art style and things like that. It's just a wonderful medium. I could talk about this forever, but I think indie games are just a fantastic expression medium if you're an artist or a story writer or something like that who wants to get your stuff out there. Because there are so many games that have been 2-hour experiences that have left more impact on me than a $60 game that I paid for to play on my Switch or my Xbox.
Oh, yeah, no,
I'm
absolutely.
100% with you on that. Toby Fox is the absolute GOAT.
Fuck!
What?
That's what. There we go. That's what
Did you spend that whole time trying to get...
I fumbled it.
And like,
yeah,
I think
I
it's
was setting that shit up back there.
I'm sorry for rambling. I have a problem.
I think
But
just,
thank you for your musical interlude.
Got you.
I think just like living in a reality where the funny like Megalovania man is like composing for Pokemon. Like, I love Undertale, I love Deltarune, and then that person is now working on one of my favorite franchises of all time.
And is a homie with Sakurai.
And is a homie with like the creator of Super Smash Brothers. Like, fuck,
Yeah.
that's insane. To think
Does that
about.
not fill you with like hope? Does that not fill you with like oh wait, I didn't play Undertale, but what's the meme? Fill you with determination. There you go.
So here's what's crazy to me. Because, okay, I re-listened to Megalovania like in its entirely, and I know that's been memed to death, but the whole song is genuinely so good.
Oh yeah, no,
just
absolutely.
on its own. And it is so crazy to me that a song that was made for an Earthbound Halloween-themed ROM hack, the sound of the final boss, was then put into a bajillion-page webcomic that was super popular, Homestuck, and then was put into his own, Toby Fox's own passion project story. And that passion project story got so popular that it got put into fucking Super Smash Brothers.
Yep.
Like,
Is that not hype?
dude,
That's so hype.
That's sick.
he deserves, I will say it a million times, he is like, Toby deserves the shit. And I know, idolizing celebrities, blah, whatever. No, this someone who worked on purely passion projects and got this far is, I don't know, like you said, Michael, it's inspiring. That shit's inspiring.
I feel like it isn't even a case of like idolizing him. You're idolizing the fact that he like the hard work he went through, right? Like, that isn't the reason you idolize him. Isn't because he made a game and he like make a game that I like. No, you idolize him because of like how hard he probably worked.
Pedal to the metal, yeah.
Yeah, like fucking insane shit. Just like indie developer made a game by himself and had like one artist to help him, and then like just insanity just going on. It's really cool.
Long story short, Undertale is good, and if you haven't played it and don't really know the context for Funny Sands or the final bosses or whatever the fuck, I highly suggest it. It's just wonderful.
I own Undertale.
Same thing with Deltarune.
Deltarune's
Deltarune's free! Deltarune's free, by the way! Smile. Play Deltarune.
Okay, so I have both of them then.
Is chapter 2 free?
I think? Okay, chapter 1's free! I'm not sure about chapter 2.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's just cool, man. It's
a good video game.
It's a good video game, and Scarlet and Violet is as well. Smile.
Indeed.
Still
Toby.
Still haven't found my fucking piss moon yet. I'm sad.
I still haven't beaten the game.
On 3 shinies in an hour, bro. Shut up.
We get what we get, and we don't throw a fit, Brady.
But I want the piss moon. That isn't what I was looking for.
I've been feeling like Toby.
Yeah?
I got projects on projects on projects, and they're all hype. And I know comment section. I know what I said. Like, mate, what was it, like 3 weeks ago at this point?
That you were gonna make content.
Of like, be on the lookout. I got projects coming. I got videos coming.
Hey,
I got everything coming. Okay, everything's coming.
What happened to that video, Michael? By the way,
So the video is about something from Generation 8, and now it's Scarlet and Violet is released, so that video can never come out. So, oops.
Are you still gonna go on your content creation journey, or?
I will be doing that. Yep, I got plans for that as well. But mainly like this winter break, right? Not saying like, oh, I finally have time, I get to make shit. Not just because of that, but just because like the opportunities that are presenting themselves to me. Like, the people that I'm connecting with that are like, hey, yo, we'll give you this if you do this project. We'll give you free shit. Make project for us. Bro.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like, I'm getting there. I'm trying to be Toby.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, baby.
It's like, even, it is really inspiring to see, like, success stories like that. And I, like, sort of understand why there are, like, this weird subsect of people who, like, read, like, biographies of, like, successful people, like...
Oh, yeah, huh?
Like tech billionaires and shit, and, like... Before, a lot of people read, like, the Elon Musk one before he was weird.
Yeah.
And earned Twitter and makes everyday hell.
Yeah. I mean... When you start sexually harassing your employees and then burn a business to the ground because you don't know what you're doing, I don't think you're very successful anymore.
Yeah.
See, I'm not
you're
going
just
there.
a bad person.
I don't really want employees right now. I just want to make shit.
Yeah.
I'm not going there.
Nope.
It's like
Michael cannot own Twitter.
It's like just sort of this weird subject of people that like, oh, I want to create a business and be successful and shit, like, which is like cool, but like also that like try hard at it. And like I sort of get where they're coming from, but at the same time, it's like, you
don't gotta be an entrepreneur.
Yeah. Which leads me on to my next thing that happened this week. We don't really talk about Smash too often.
Oh shit, yeah.
But like
never mind. I know what happened to
Smash World Tour Panda stuff is like actually kind of fucking insane.
Can you explain it to me, because I'm still not clear. I've been getting shit from all over.
Okay, so as everyone knows, Smash Brothers and Nintendo competition grassroots scene never had like the greatest like, you know, the greatest like relationship. It often just ended up us being sort of hanging out by ourselves, doing our own thing, and Nintendo didn't intrude unless it was like slippy shit, right? Like modding the game to play the game.
Yeah.
At least for major events. So what happened is finally Nintendo sort of like took an interest in like supporting and licensing events, especially when VG Bootcamp, like Gimmer, the people who like run tournaments, decided to make a thing called the Smash World Tour, which was essentially a Smash circuit that like sort of culminated to like a final at the end of the year. And Panda Global, the esports team, who sponsors a bunch of players, wanted to do the same thing, and they called it the Panda Cup. And they were able, for some reason, the CEO had like some form of through line to Nintendo to get licensing for that. And Smash World Tour was also in the talks for getting it licensing for like streaming, because they can run the event without Nintendo interfering. But it's just the streaming rights, I think.
Broadcast rights.
Yeah, so what ended up happening was they were in their own talks, but the CEO of Panda, who was running the Panda Cup and stuff, went around to like different tournaments trying to get them to join the Panda Cup, because there was like, he was trying to get them exclusively to join Panda Cup and not be like with the Smash World Tour, because there was definitely going to be overlap with all the majors.
Yeah.
And essentially what happened was he went around sort of soft threatening to like, oh, wouldn't it be a shame if your event got shut down because you didn't have the broadcasting rights? I've got the broadcasting rights. Join us, and we will give you the broadcasting rights. Just let us run the stream and shit, and drop your sponsors and shit, and then
oh, that's dumb. What the fuck?
And we'll bring in our own sponsors, sort of thing. Then Nintendo was like, wait, you don't talk for us. What we can, like, our streaming rights aren't exclusive to you. And then Smash World Tour was like in talks with them, and then like the Dr. Allen is his name, was like also threatening Smash World Tour with like, ooh, I don't think you're going to be running this year. You're probably going to get cancelled. And then Nintendo was like, ooh, no, that isn't what we said. We never said that. And he was sort of trying to act as like the spokesman of like the Smash community to Nintendo, because like he wanted to be the guy that everyone goes to like talk about like going through to Nintendo, because I guess it's kind of hard to do that. So essentially he's sabotaging everything. And I guess like one executive at Nintendo that was like a higher up just said, fuck this, it's getting annoying, and then chose to cancel told them to cancel Smash World Tour. But at the same time said, oh no, you can still run finals, that was your decision. But what? Like they were like forced to cancel, but Nintendo is saying that they didn't, and it's like really weird. So and then Panda put out a statement that was just fucking like strange, pretty much just blew off the entire situation. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I've missed, but that's the general gist of what's happened. So fuck Panda, fuck Nintendo as always, and we love Ludwig because he's hosting a like event on the date that Smash World Tour Finals was going to be, and that's Skype.
I think the important thing to say with all of that is that yes, this affects Smash the most, right? Because like, you know, I'm not a Smash player, but like, the major thing is though is that this kind of affects a lot of everything in terms of like what is the broadcasting space like, what is like, how does shit work that you'll never see if you're just playing casually, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the shadiness and a lot of like the desire for control over a lot of like decisions that aren't inherently yours is just like
and
a little cringe and worth talking about.
And Panda is still running the Panda Cup. Like, they still have the rights. They're holding on to that. But everyone's boycotting them. And, like, you got people like Coney, like the Smash commentator, content creator guy, is dropping IDBW, the Fox player, like the Melee Fox player.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I just have, like, a bunch of people just dropping from, like, Waddy as well. They're all just dropping from the org and just like quitting, and everyone's boycotting them. So
yeah, I'm grateful that for Pokemon, right, for like our neck of the woods,
we're not grassroots. That's like
exactly right. We're not certain things, right? Like I don't know, the first thing that comes to mind is like Beast Coast, how Wolf and Aaron are with that right now, right? They kind of, whether they like it or not, kind of do not like guide our community, but like you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Like
they're leaders, yeah.
What the wolf says, people will follow, which is funny because
it's like drive interest, like drive interest in it.
Yeah, that's the best way to say it. Like herald the hype.
Yeah,
I think I don't know what to take from it because I don't really study up too much on this type of thing. I'm grateful that we're under TPCI. I'm grateful that we're not grassroots.
Yeah.
That in and of itself can be kind of scary because it's like, all right, well, they can just choose to be like, oh, no VGC ever again.
Yeah, they have kind of screwed over VGC a few times. Like, they're not. The Pokemon Company is not very good at managing it, but at least we have some kind of management.
Yeah, at least it's like something official, which I'm faithful for. I have trust in them. I trust them not to shoot themselves in the ass.
Yeah.
End of the day, though, I don't know, grassroots things, community things, circuit things. Is shit like Rose Tower, is shit like Victory Road ever gonna get hit by this?
I really hope
not.
not, because they are definitely some of the best organizers. Rose Tower and Victory Road are fantastic, and if you're listening to this and you haven't like played in a VGC tournament before, I think that's a great place to start, because I don't know, they just have a very big community around them, and they have a lot of people to help you out. So if you just join their Discord and like, it won't be a confusing experience. When I first started playing, I was worried I wouldn't know what to do and like getting set up, but they're cool.
VGC community is very welcoming.
Yeah, they're very cool.
Depending on where you are.
Yeah. I mean, and that's right there, depending on where you are. The Pokemon Company International is not very nice to Latin America and some parts of Asia, and there's just a lot of sections or a lot of places in the world that are just kind of left out of the competitive sphere because some reason? I'm not sure. It's probably something money related.
From place to place, it's honestly like a rules, like laws.
Oh, is it? Like gambling?
Why are there no tournaments? Yeah, why are there no tournaments in Japan the way that we have regionals over here? Gambling laws.
Yeah, gambling laws. It's why you can't, it's why, like, if you don't remember, there was, like, a Smash tournament, it was Evo Japan. The prize was a fucking controller. Like, if you remember, it was like a pro controller, but it was like an exclusive one, but also was a pro controller, no money. So
yeah,
that's like the main reason behind that.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
I think the conclusion that got that was like given from the whole Panda SWT situation was that it is very likely that Nintendo is going to like try to get like the days of unlicensed like majors might be over, just based on what they've said in like conversations with like Smash World Tour, which kind of blurs. That doesn't really affect VGC, but like it's still like a major L.
Something to like keep in the back of the mind.
Like, for sure,
I hope it probably won't be.
Smash Brothers is the biggest esport that Nintendo has, and they have constantly thrown it under the bus because they play Melee, and because they won't reprint Melee, sometimes the only way to play is with emulation. And and throwing, like, was the tournament going to be Ultimate, or was it going to be Melee?
It was both.
Okay, well then, why are you throwing the whole fucking thing under the bus? I don't know. I feel like it's managed horribly, and it makes me a little bit anxious for things like the Splatoon and Pokemon sphere of things, because those are the other two competitive games that Nintendo tries to push out there. I don't know. That's the thing also. Nintendo themselves doesn't really promote competitive Pokemon. It's really only the Pokemon Company.
Yeah.
I mean, grassroots, I guess what I'm trying to say is grassroots is absolutely vital for a scene.
Oh, for
regardless of what the scene is, right?
Yeah.
And that can be some of the coolest shit there. Downside to that is it's not well received very well. So.
Yeah, I don't know. The whole thing's very sticky, and I wish that we're not trying to make money off of your video game without you knowing. We're trying to enjoy your game.
Yeah.
It's just that simple. I don't know how it gets lost behind all of these legal things.
Yeah, no,
I think it's silly, but also I don't know business.
I think like it's a weird thing of like people in power not knowing like enough about the situation, or just like anything about like most stuff. Like, it's just a fucking middle-aged like white man who doesn't fucking know shit about anything.
Yeah.
Like,
makes me think of yeah, most laws regarding internet restrictions and things like that are always like, maybe they should be made by people who use the platforms. Maybe you should be having those people in on the conversation. I don't know. This is a lot deeper than it should be.
Yeah, Nintendo bad, I guess. I don't know.
But it's okay because I paid $60 for my video game that looks like shit but is fun to play.
Yeah.
Woo!
We are slaves to our corporate overlords.
Yippee!
We need to.
And Michael
eat
doesn't
and
work at
also-
Amazon anymore. He's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only lost a couple toenails to that, but I'm good.
Pain.
But yeah.
You want to know who? Never mind. That bit doesn't work. I'm gonna shut up.
He's got one toenail per eye.
Yes.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
I was gonna say
Yeah.
one toenail because he's got like a lot of legs, and that would be. And
Keratin-
I was like,
keratin?
I don't want to
Yeah.
think about Stack Attacker with toenails.
How many are there more doors or are there more wheels in the world? That's what I'm. That's the vibes I'm getting from that. He has
That is a
eyes
good
on
question.
his toenails. Like that's the same vibes I'm getting from that.
I don't want to think. I'm thinking too much about it. I don't like this.
So
What?
just
Anyway.
imagine Stack Attacker with feet, right?
No! I don't want to!
I really don't actually. Thinking about
I don't
that.
want to Stack Attacker
Fair.
picture.
Fuck! I gotta bring up.
Anyway.
I gotta bring up the list. I've been shiny hunting.
Thank you too. I could do it right now and wing it, but
But then you might be wrong. You might be incorrect.
You would.
but like confidence. What if I'm not wrong, huh?
You know
Thank
what?
you
You,
to Crazy Carlton, Ken
No, no,
Mako,
no.
Plumber, Professor Germs, Ryan, and Todra. for
Oh, he
subscribing to
fucking
the Patreon.
nailed it!
Oh!
That's crazy.
I was gonna be worried if
They're
like
my
someone
goats.
unsubbed and then you just mentioned
They're
someone who
my
wasn't
goats. No, I don't. I fuck with my goats, bro.
there anymore. They are goated. They are quite goated. Thank you for all of the support. We will be getting content soon. Once me and Michael beat the game, then we're definitely gonna be doing like some raids and like Union Circle stuff. Like 100%.
Yeah, give
You
it a week. I should be able to like be recording Patreon stuff. So
Wait, when
that
you
will be there.
guys stop being in finals hell,
Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
yeah.
I got 2 more weeks. 2 more weeks.
I got one more week, barely. I just have this weekend, honestly, and then I'm done with everything.
God, I
Nice.
wish that were me.
But yeah, thank you all for watching or listening or whatever. And
Yes.
we'll be back next week, hopefully with Marcus. He was playing in a tour, and I think he got a little eepy. He got a little sleepy.
Little
You get worn out after tournaments, dude. I'm so excited for San Diego. Fucking 9 rounds of Swiss. Oh,
Oh, you're gonna die.
I'm going to die.
I have full faith in you, but also, oh my god, take care of yourself.
That lunch break is a nap break. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, literally.
All right.
Okay,
gamers.
bye-bye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.